Hey everybody, welcome to sunny Orlando, Florida. You can see here's some of the orange trees I have, but just wanted to kind of zoom in a little bit on some of the Moringa Oleifera plants that I planted. I actually took about 150 pots and planted these rascals, and really these trees aren't very old. These trees will actually grow about 12 feet the first year. They're drought resistant. But you can see right here, I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, and this rascal here is, it's probably 9 or 10 feet high. I've been picking off some of the branches and eating these rascals, and it's really an amazing plant. They call it the miracle tree because it's drought resistant. And I'm going to tell you a few do's and don'ts that I have found that work, some things that don't work. But anyway, this tree, it has gram for gram, the moringa leaves or plant has 4 times the vitamin A than a carrot, 7 times more vitamin C than oranges. It has 4 times the calcium, gram per gram than milk does. Has twice the protein of milk, and it has 3 times the potassium of bananas. So it's pretty cool, and every part of this plant can be utilized. They'll oftentimes grind up the leaves and turn it into powder, dry it out, turn it into power. They'll use the seed pods for oil, just etc., etc., all the way down to the roots they use for tea. But anyway, I want to give you a few do's and don'ts that I have found. I planted these rascals actually, let's see, it's August 2013. I started growing some of these, but I've been giving them away about as fast as I can keep them. But what I did, I went down to a lake, or you can sometimes go down to a landfill where they have sometimes reclaimed like potting soil, and I put them in 2 different types of pots. I put them in a smaller pot about this size, and then a bigger pot. Now, one thing I want to tell you, they'll grow pretty doggone fast. Here's what some of the seeds look like. Let me see if I can grab a handful of seeds here. You can order these moringa seeds, but just kind of like that. You can see right there, those are moringa seeds, and you can just take one and stick it in the dirt. I put it down about 1 inch or so, and then just underneath the soil. And what I do is I would water it every day for about 2 weeks. Well, what I found is these rascals, they'll shoot up pretty quick, and probably about 1 inch or 2. But what happens is the root ball, it develops a really big root ball fast. It almost looks like a carrot, like a white carrot. And what happens if you keep it in the pot too long, then it'll stop growing. It almost like it stifles it. So the quicker you can get it into the ground, the better. However, one thing I have found, the moringa trees, they absolutely hate cold. I planted a few of them in the fall. It froze a couple of times, and they started to come back, and then they froze again, and it just wiped them out. So I planted these rascals actually probably about, some of these, just the shorter ones here, just a couple, probably about a month or 2 ago. I took it out of the pot, put it in here. These guys here, these taller guys, these have probably only been in the ground for about 4 months, and already they're over 6 feet high. So this rascal here has been in the ground probably 5 months, and it's already about 10 feet high. So it's real exciting to see. Thing about the moringa, you got to have plenty of sun, and like I said, I get a good rich soil. They like dry conditions more than they do wet. You don't want it too wet. The other thing is just encourage you to keep them out of the cold. So if you're in a colder climate, you might want to bring them inside, but they really need to get their root system down. So you pretty much, if you live in, I guess, California or Florida, that's probably the optimum place. Orlando, we get freezes, so I'm a little bit concerned about this next winter. So if you're in South Florida, it's ideal. It's a knockout punch. But anyway, just wanted to pass this on to you. Hope it's a blessing to you. Hope it helps you out. And like I said, you can just come down to these rascals and just take one of these leaves and they pop right off, and there's your nutritional plant. Anyway, hope that helps. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week.